My 26F husband, 27M, does not want biological children with me because I have Jewish heritage. I've been with my 26F husband, 27M, for 10 years and I have always wanted a big family with him. We agreed to start our family in our mid-late 20s if we were financially secure and have been trying consistently for about a month now. Before we started really trying, I took a DNA/ancestral test out of curiosity and for fun. My husband didn't want to take one of his own. I was born in Colombia and am comprised of Colombian, Mexican, and Argentinian while my husband is mostly German and Irish. This stuff we already knew before I took the test. My results came back this afternoon, and it was fascinating to see where I come from. I'm a small percentage German and Austrian, with other countries, mostly South American. It came with a long line of my probable ancestors, which my grandmother was on oddly listed with her maiden name. My husband pointed out her last name was Ackerman, a Jewish German last name. I didn't think much of it until tonight when we were trying for a baby again and he pulled out. After we showered, I asked him why he pulled out, and he told me that he would just rather adopt than have a biological child. I was extremely confused/upset and I kept pushing for an answer. He kept telling me he couldn't say why, but finally caved and told me he couldn't love a Jewish child. I was crushed and told him his reasoning was bullshit and ignorant, especially since we're Catholic and would certainly raise our child as a Catholic, but he still insists on adopting. I also mentioned that he should love everyone as God does, but he kept saying I could never love it. I knew my husband was a little edgy sometimes, but never a neo-Nazi. He mentioned he loves me to death and still thinks I'm the most gorgeous woman alive, despite my speck of Jewish heritage, and that would never change, but I don't know if I can believe him. I still haven't told my parents and don't know if I ever will. I'm too embarrassed. Adopting isn't a financial concern and I'm totally open to it, but I have always dreamed about having my own children with my own husband. I'm crushed and still in shock. My options are to adopt or continue insisting on having biological children. What do I do given my options? It probably doesn't sound real, but it is, and I'm still having a hard time processing it. Burner, because I obviously don't want this to be associated with my main account. TLDR, I, 26F, took a DNA test where the results showed my grandmother's maiden name is of Jewish descent. While trying to get pregnant tonight, my husband instead pulled out and later told me he couldn't love a Jewish child and insisted on adopting. I'm crushed and in shock. Should I adopt or insist on having our own children?